Hello, this is Hannah with Handcrafted Gifts, and you are, I think for the first time, seeing my temporary studio as well as my husband's temporary study. So this is a new house, and my craft for a little while was painting the ceiling and the walls in here. But anyway, I'm here with my boxes of crafts, which at least I moved in and have opened up to share. Well, not an unboxing with you, but a show and tell of what I made once I unboxed my paper pumpkin for August 2021, the Hope box. Lots of box references. Okay, so I had my party for this. I do those every month, and I had mine this past weekend. And I'll show you the alternative that I taught at that class in a moment. But first I want to show you the cards in the kit and how I altered those just slightly. I only had time to make the alternate that I was going to teach the class in advance. So during the class, as we were going through the projects, I changed them up just a little bit because I always like to do that, usually in advance, but this time on the fly. So this card says always hope because you never know what tomorrow will bring. The only differences here are instead of using the blue card base, I used the pink, and then I took this blue frame that was meant for this card and cut it in half because I really love this rainbow piece and how it goes ombre from like the blue sky down to the pink sunset or sunrise, both hopeful. And so I wanted to mirror that on the back with the blue on the top half and the pink on the bottom half. And then I used little rainbow butterflies. And also, I don't know if you noticed, if you got this kit, the sequins in this kit are iridescent, but some of them are more yellow, some more pink, some more purple. So I tried to put like the yellow in the yellow, the pink in the pink, and so on. So anyway, just a few alterations. And I also didn't use the word hope die cut pieces that go on top and tomorrow, because you'll see I used those hopes elsewhere. And I have to say, probably my favorite part of this kit are the envelopes that go with the cards. Hopefully the light's not blowing out too much. I know it looks like heaven is out the window behind me with the way the light is shining so brightly through there. But I just love the way the envelopes go with these cards and want to make some cards out of just the envelopes themselves, just haven't had a chance yet. So then the next card, let's see, I don't know which order I want to go. So this I did use a basic white cardstock base to save my other cards for other things that you'll see. And I just changed up the orientation of the labels a little bit. These die cut like flag labels. And used hope, which was from a different card, this big blue hope. Did put some more sequins on there. I'm not usually a sequins person. I'm not perfectly content with this card, but I do think the designs on these flags are really pretty. And so just a simple card of hope, which I'm actually already intending to send to someone. And again, goes really well with these beautiful envelopes. So that's, again, my favorite part. So this card was basically as instructed with the die cut, very delicate die cut piece on top of the white card base that came in the kit that has kind of the shading of like the butterflies and flowers behind. Added some sequins in the centers of the flowers, but I did use the Free as a Bird stamp set to stamp a thank you because again, I have this in mind for someone that I needed a thank you for. So I created a little flag ended banner there and stamped the thank you in Blackberry Bliss. So far I think my only ink has been Blackberry Bliss. And again, beautiful envelope. If you haven't seen these envelopes, I want you to see them. Then I took that same card base that has, again, kind of the, well, here, let me show you a blank one. It has the color for behind that die cut piece. It's this one here, if I can get it out efficiently. So it has the color, you can see it almost looks like butterflies and flowers, but it's kind of just splotches because it's supposed to go behind and kind of color in that die cut piece. So I used that white card base, but I covered it with, again, the frame piece from one of the other cards. The only thing I added here was I did use the Bermuda Bay ink, and again, a different thank you. This one's from the Sweet Ice Cream stamp set. But these are the flowers that were meant to decorate the box, and I'm not sure how I want to decorate my Hope box yet, but honestly, I don't think it needs decoration. It's such a beautiful color specialty box already. So I thought I could spare these flowers for a card. A simple thank you. Again, I needed one of those. We've recently moved, as I've mentioned many times, and we've had some neighbors give us gifts, and so I want to just thank them because that's so welcoming of them to do that. You know, for perfect strangers, really, but now neighbors. Okay, so the other card I made, this was inspired by someone online who I just realized I didn't note their name. So I'll have to go back and I'll put that in comments. Sorry, I forgot to look that up. I usually do that and I've been rushing. But they had the idea to take the negative piece of the butterfly cutouts, the die cuts, and then put that on a card front. So I used the blue card base. Again, I used Bermuda Bay ink, and then added some of the little die cut butterflies in that same color on top. So I think it's a pool party base, but then Bermuda Bay ink and butterflies. So kind of a two-tone but monotone, so two shades maybe of the same tone card. And I really tend to love the simplicity of that. So I loved that idea. Again, I will shout out whoever gave that to me from seeing that online in the comments, because I forgot to look that up. And then I did some different things with that die cut piece. So first I flipped it over and used just the white side. This is a Blackberry Bliss card base. Again, to go with the color that was a big theme in the kit. It was the ink, it was the big roll of ribbon. If you haven't seen this roll of ribbons, like the biggest roll of ribbon ever. Many of the sequins were that purple of Blackberry Bliss. So you'll see I added the sequins again. Hopefully you can see those shining in the centers of the flowers. And I used the, let's see, Art Gallery stamp set to make this little best wishes on one of the tags from the kit. I also took one of the butterflies die cuts. Hopefully you can see that's kind of curled up the wings to give some dimension. It's up on a dimensional. Flip that upside down as well, because again, I really like the simplicity of the white on especially a dark card base. But then with one of those others die cut pieces, I made it into a stencil. So hopefully you can see, maybe if I hold it up against myself, it's got Blackberry Bliss ink all over it, but the front is still beautifully colored as is. It didn't transfer. I used, where do I have it? I have it drying somewhere else. I used one of my little sponge daubers and just very carefully held this up against a card and used it as a stencil, and this is what came out. So it's kind of the opposite of this card, just different with the light instead of the dark card base. So again, just basic white cardstock. Have the sequins once again. I like them even better on this one in the centers of the flowers. The same best wishes on the label. And I did sponge to color in that butterfly as well. It was already what was Blackberry Bliss on the other side, but this ink can turn out really dark, especially when you saturate like I did in places, and so to do that on the butterfly, it matched even better, the same like shade of that color. So lastly, I'll share the alternative project that I taught my class. So I thought, what better with the Hope Box kit than to teach everyone how to turn a card into a box. So I looked up some instructions just for simple box made from standard card. And this was on the spruce.com, I believe, which I haven't used before, but I think I've actually come across that in searching for things to learn to do for around the house, and apparently crafts as well. So I made this little box out of one of the cards, and I did a blue version as well with the pool party card. Oh, I'm throwing it. And then this is the Melon Mambo. This one I think I like even better, even though I'm more of a blue person, because this card base had a little distressing to it, although we have that kind of distressed splotch stamp, so I could have done pool party on this and gotten a similar look. That was a good idea I didn't think of in time. But I used the pool party ink on the sentiment and the Melon Mambo ink on the sentiment. Where there is hope, using that sticker, that's what I used them for. There is faith, and then when you open the box, it says the rest of that sentiment, where there is faith, miracles happen. And another one of those little flowers from the decorations, the extra decorations for your box. So that's inside of each one. So real simple little boxes and perfect for treats. I think they would truly perfectly fit those Ghirardelli chocolate squares, as well as some other treats to hand deliver maybe with one of your cards. So I think that's all I've done so far with this kit. I want to thank Shelly, our co-founder at Stampin' Up, for collaborating to create this kit. I happen to know a lot of people right now, especially, who really need some hope. I'm thinking of some family members in particular, and so I'm really grateful to have these sentiments and projects to share with them to try to brighten their day and give them some encouragement. So thank you for sharing part of your day with me. You can like this video, comment, and I will reply, and subscribe for more if you're interested. And you can always reach out to me if you're interested in anything like my paper pumpkin parties or all-inclusive kits like these. So you can get me at handcraftedgifts@gmail.com. But thank you for watching, and as always, happy crafting.